Fine, fine. Let's do all the things that Rutgersamp wants to do. Who put that button there? There we go. You happy? Jeez. What a big baby. Wow. Wow. I'm just kidding, guys. I forgot the bushes, which were actually in my inventory, but I forgot the pots. And he had meant to put some anvils here, which I wanted to see what those look like. That looks pretty cool. Has torch holders. It's like the little bottom part goes around. Very nice touch. I like it. I haven't seen that before. Sure, it took all my iron to make it, but it was worth it. Smile. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode. And yes, that was just a joke at the beginning, so don't get mad at Rutgersamp. Anyway guys, today we're not actually going to work here, but I streamed on the weekend, and in doing so we determined that this thing is broken. And also, am I on like Moody? I am. There we go. That's usually where I am. Whee! Okay, so this thing is broken. There's a few things wrong with it. So this is the snapshot that has doomed us all. I don't know why I took that. There's one problem right there. You see him? That giant magma? Let's see if we can get up close. Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah. These things suffocate. But yeah, you can see the giant slimes. They're somehow spawning in the machine. And they're just jamming it up. So I'm hoping that's a bug, and that's not going to stay like that, because otherwise this thing will have to be reworked like from the starting board, I guess you'd say. But I'm thinking that's not supposed to happen. I'm not even sure how that happened. Like, he's suffocating himself at times. There's another problem. This one I have a solution for. If we go over here, so you can see this pigman all in here. And that's because the crusher system is no longer working. So I don't know when this changed, but if we head up here, see that pigman's not taking damage. And actually we're going to jump into a creative world to show what's happening here, because it might be difficult to see. Okay, here we are in just a test world, and this is basically how the crusher works. If you look at this guy, there's two sets of, well, there's three pistons, but they're kind of grouped in two groups. So there's this bottom one, in which I should have put, oops, let's fix that. Let's put the levers on the side. Okay, so here's a little kind of a mock-up of my crusher right here, or just a slice of it. It's got two groups of pistons. So it's got the bottom guy, that's where the mobs stand, and then the top ones are kind of a two-part. The middle block is what crushes them, the top block is to prevent them from jumping out of it. So that half slab goes above their head, so then they can't jump out and not take damage by the crusher. So what is broken in this? This used to be how you could separate wither skeletons from basically any other mob that are 2 blocks tall, because wither skeletons are taller. So if I can get like a regular skeleton in there too, excuse me sir, you not cooperating. Okay. There we go. So there's a regular skeleton in there, and you used to be able to basically just kill them like that, and the little guy, he would take damage, but the other ones would not. Oops. But now he's not taking damage. So there's a quick fix for this. All we have to do is, in fact, lower the slab so it's here, so they're half a block lower. Wow, I'm just dropping like every block. Sorry, I've been playing I've been playing a game where I had to change my controls, so now I'm trying to use those controls in Minecraft. So yeah, that's all we'd have to do. I can't pick that block. But yeah, all we have to do is go like that with full block, that with a half slab again, and we're set. So now if I extend that one, actually let's just let those guys fall out. Goodbye. And goodbye. And now if we just lower this, get out of the way. If we lower that like that, and I just did it again, I'm going to do that all day today. Alright, how many atoms can I drop? So this should fix it. And it still doesn't kill the wither skeletons, which is important. I was worried that there may no longer be a way to separate them. But yeah, now if we toggle the crusher, you can see him taking damage. He's doing a nice glitchy out of the container. Is this back? Refix your game! Okay, there you go. So that's all we're going to have to do. However, I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to wait until 1.8 is released to see what happens with all this. If these changes are permanent or if they're related to a bug that will be fixed. So there we go. Now interesting, the blaze are still taking damage. So it's filtering out the blaze, but it's not filtering out the pigmen. That is interesting. I will have to double check as well to make sure that it doesn't not kill the blaze if I lower that by one slab. If it does, I have to add in another piston probably to crush and do a 2-block crushing piston system. So replace that lower slab with a full block. Oops, this lower slab with a full block. Have a slab right below that. These 2 blocks will retract, and that way it actually would crush baby pigmen as well. So that's probably what we'll do. We'll have a 2 solid block crushing system. But anyway, we're not going to work here because part of the reason to work here is to be able to capitalize on this thing while we're working here. So if this thing is broken, I can't use it while I build. And that's pretty much probably the only time I'm going to use this thing, to be honest. Once it's built, I might never have to come back here ever again. So yeah, we're not going to work here. I haven't done any more work that you guys have seen. The last thing I did was work on these windows, and I still have some more windows to do. And yeah, you can still submit windows if you like, and if you have submitted a window and I have not acknowledged a receipt of that window, please submit it again. And if you could do so just through the Twitters is probably the easiest thing, using an Imager site or even just a comment, but the Imager seems to be the way to go. I think I've shown this, but if you hold forward when you're about to hit a pigman, you will push him out of the way and you won't get bounced back. But I think you have to keep holding forward no matter what. And usually you kind of glitch past him, or he walks somewhat to the side. Move. Don't make me a liar. I learned this from Generic B, by the way. This is not working very well. Alternatively, you swing your sword, and the pigman goes away. Alright, so today, let's see if this thing still works. Yoink, 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 yoink. Beautiful. Alright, I might have a way to make it less clicky. I'm not too sure. Alright, so today, what we're going to work on, we're not going to do any more sweets. The sweets are done for now. Well, they're not done. Let's go take a look at them. Well, not, yeah, whatever. Shh, quiet. Just come with me. I'm not going to build any more sweets for the time being until I get the remainder of them. So I've gotten some more to build, which is great, but I want to wait and do them again. So I'll probably do the exact same, a similar thing, and build them through time lapses. So that way you guys get to see your rooms be built, and I think that's good and fun. So that's what we're going to do. As soon as I get kind of another batch of rooms, maybe not once I've gotten the rest of them, but once I've gotten another, you know, kind of between 5 and 10 of them or something like that, then I will go ahead and do another build session and try to complete the rooms. Let's go ahead and sleep. Yay, this one has an actual... Oh, look at that. Look how high off the ground I am. I think I remember seeing that in the bug report, bug list, bug tracker. That's the word. Which is currently, it was down, so there was no snapshot today. I'm recording this on Thursday, the typical day of snapshots. I know JL's done some cool sand generators using that concept, which is pretty cool. Alright. Today I want to scout out where to put our TNT factory, and also how much we're going to need for it. We're going to need at least probably 2 stacks of hoppers per ingredient. So one ingredient is iron, which I want to see how much I have here. Okay, let's take all that. So that's from the iron farm. Let's move that upstairs. That's pretty much all of our iron. Crap. You guys want anvils in your rooms? Well, now we have no TNT factory. Are you happy? Are you happy? Realize how many beacons I have? How much iron I need? Madman. And no, I'm not building a foundry. Do they even still work? I don't know. Just checking. I'm just checking if I have any iron in these furnaces. Just glass. Okay. Usually I put some in and then I forget about it and it stays in there forever. Alright, so that is the extent of our iron collection. Not that much. Basically enough for a stack of hoppers. Okay, what do we have for hoppers? About a stack of hoppers. Okay, and lots of pressure plates. Don't ask. Okay. So, we won't have enough, but we could scout out the area, figure out where we want to put it, and then, yeah, I'll worry about getting the required ingredients later. Oh, we should redo our slime farm soon, too. Maybe we'll work on that in an upcoming episode. Okay, candidates. We have this one, and my frame rate is down back in the garbage again in this world. There was one snapshot I think that was really good, and then it went right back to the toilet. Okay, so we have this guy. I originally wanted to make him kind of like a sheriff's office type of deal, and then there'd be a small jail underneath with our captured mobs. Hey, Sven. And yeah, so, I mean, we could turn this into a TNT factory, still keep the jail underneath, which would be kind of weird, though. So we should probably leave this for what I wanted to use it for. Other candidates I think we've talked about in the past. We could throw it all the way over here, next to the tree farm, which I'm thinking might be the way to go. One reason being I don't think there's much below here that we have to worry about. And we do want to put this thing underground. And then the third option is somewhere over here on this side of town. So this was residential zone. I don't want it to be anymore. So these houses will probably be torn down. I might keep this one up, I'm not too sure. And yeah. So instead we're going to tear this down and make this into a kind of a shopping district. So we'll replace it with various shops. So one of those shops could be the TNT shop or something like that. So the TNT factory could indeed be in a shop, which might be the way to go. So if we do that, and there's not much underground here except for the sewer system, and I believe that's running under this road. So as long as I keep the road in this spot, I think we'll be okay. Let's take a peek. If we go straight down, I'm a liar. Nope, there it is. Okay. So yeah, we're into the sewer system, which is incomplete on this side, but this is how we'll get villagers probably over to the side of the village. Can I get out of here? Maybe. Yes. There we go. And we'll just plug like that. Perfect. Ta-da! So yeah, we could do that. So it goes down a fair bit. And we don't have to put this thing too far underground. I just want it far enough underground so that we don't hear any of the redstone mechanics, ticking of hoppers or droppers or anything like that. So I want it to be, I think it has to be at least 16 blocks away for you not to hear it. I'm not sure about that. I might do some tests. So if we do that, I think we should put it here. Maybe we'll just go right past this and put the TNT factory like up on this hill or something. It doesn't have to be a big place either. It essentially it could be the size of where I'm standing. So I don't have this completely planned out. I'm working on the redstone component of it, which if you've seen JL's video where he showed how to make like super crafting iron blocks or whatever, speed crafting, we had droppers just spitting out iron and stuff like that. I'm kind of using that principle, but I can't do it like that way because what I want to happen is we stand in a place like this, we hit a button or something that's like begin TNT crafting, blah 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 blah. We would, let's say the stone brick is TNT, we would do this with our inventory, so our inventory is completely full except for one spot. And then a stack of gunpowder would come up, and then a stack of sand, stack of gunpowder, stack of sand, stack of gunpowder. And then it would go again, gunpowder, sand, gunpowder. So it basically alternate, but it has to do 5 gunpowder and 4 sand. I don't know what I said before, but it was wrong. So yeah, it has to alternate. So it starts with gunpowder, but then it ends with gunpowder. So I'm going to set up a clock that will basically fire the gunpowder 5 times and the sand 4 times per cycle. And then that'll just keep going until you're done. And I'm pretty sure, like, whichever stack gets here first is the one that's going to go into your hotbar. So even though they're going to be piling up on the ground probably if I can't keep up, so I'm going to be going like in a crafting recipe or crafting grid, I'll just be continually hitting 5 in this case, going in like a pattern. And then I'll go back, and that's how we're going to craft our TNT. And of course I'll have to shift click the TNT out, but then... So you could basically craft it any way you want in that shape, right? As long as you're going from gunpowder to sand to gunpowder to sand. And I'm hoping that that will work out. So that is the plan. We got to make it work, and that's going to not happen today, guys. We're just going to lay this thing out and kind of figure out what we're doing today. It's going to be a fairly uncut episode. I don't have too much time to record today, so unfortunately I don't have time to make a ton of progress for you guys, which I hope you don't mind. But I wanted to record, give you an idea of what was going on. So what we'll probably do is set up the shop first, roughly, I think, on where we'll be. And what we're going to need, we don't need much inside, right? Like, as I said, all we really need is, like, I mean, we could make it look like a piece of TNT, which is tempting, but I don't really think it will fit with the theme of this build. Or the theme of the village, maybe. So I don't think we'll do that. So I might have to think about the design for that too. So why don't we go down and see if we can see anything that's in the way. Unfortunately, X-rays are broken. So we no longer have that option. But let's say this is going to be the center of the shop. So let's go down to, I'm at 65. So let's go down to at least 50. Oh, I don't think this is a safe way if you're going to break both blocks at the same time, Morilibus. Silly. Okay. Roughly, where are we? We're at 50. Perfect. So this is kind of as low as we need to go. I might go a bit more. I don't know how far a ticking thing works. Let's find out. Light, dark. Light, dark. Light, dark. Light, drowning. Well, I guess we just need one, but if we're gonna do it, we might as well do a lot. What the? Why isn't that one opening? There we go. Weird. Yoink. Okay, and we'll just create a little pulsar with all these blocks I have. Oh no, that's too close. Needs to be at least 3 away from the tip of a comparator, I think. Just from the tip. Yeah. There we go. So how far can I get and not hear you? Hear you? Not hear you. Hear you. Okay, we are... Where are we? 314? 299, so like 15 blocks away from the front of it, or 16 blocks away from the actual block, I guess. Is that right? Is my math awful? Probably. Okay, good to know. So yeah, if we're at least 16 blocks underground, we shouldn't hear the ticking, which is good. It won't be that fast. It's going to be like tick, 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 hopefully. Basically the same speed at which we can theoretically place blocks. So I don't want it to be too fast, but I also don't want it to be too slow. I want to just barely be able to keep up with the kind of thing. Okay, so to dig this out, we have to consider a few things. Which way do we want this thing to go? Because it's going to be probably easier if I just kind of dig out in one direction. So maybe we should dig away from spawn in case we want to put something over here and need underground space for it as well. But this is heading towards the back wall, so that's probably okay. So maybe we dig out that way instead. Oh god. I might die trying to get out of here, to be honest. We might not live through this. So let me block that back up, because I was digging that way first. Till I thought about it and went, wait a tick. That's not right. Okay, so yeah, let's go this way instead. So the way I'm going to do this, I'll try to explain it. You guys can get an idea as we go, and then hopefully when time comes to build it, you guys will already know what I'm doing. And you can tell me it's a horrible idea, and you can give me a better one. Now, what we're doing is, so I'm going to set up basically 64 hoppers, or 64 droppers, right, that are going to be continuously filled with the ingredients, so like gunpowder or sand. So gunpowder from the farm, we're going to redirect so that it goes over here instead. And this is where we're going to stockpile pretty much all of our gunpowder, probably. We might have a little bit of overflow somewhere else to use for other things, but for the most part, no. Okay, let me just see. We want to go at least, like, probably 40 blocks, I guess. So let's go to, like, 410. That should be far enough. So yeah, we need 64 droppers. So that will provide, and those are going to shoot ingredients into the water. So for every tick of redstone, all those droppers are going to fire and dispense 64 gunpowder, for instance. Then we're going to have another 64 droppers for the sand. And it'll work the exact same way. So the sand will get dispensed out in stacks, hopefully at a time. So they're going to be dispensed into water streams, and I'm going to hopefully set it up by the time they get to the item elevator. So they're going to be dispensed down here, let's say, and travel the way I'm running. And then they're going to enter an item elevator and head straight up and end up at our feet. And that's pretty much it. It's not really overly complicated. The complicated thing is just probably going to get the timing all right and all that kind of stuff. And I'll probably use like soul sand or something to slow down the items at one point so that they can all bunch up together and form stacks. And then from there, yeah, from there we should be good to go. I don't even think I need to form stacks. They should form stacks at my feet, I think, in the correct order. But I have not actually tested this to see if it's going to work. I haven't made like a full-on copy or a full-on creative version of this just yet. I have roughly created the actual redstone mechanic that's going to dispense all the items into the ground, and got that somewhat tested and for the most part working out. So that part I got working. Now I've just got to test to see how it works in clumping them into 64 and then shooting them up. Let's also maybe, so I can tell where I am. Okay, this is the center. Can we do something different here? Let's put 4 torches there. So that's where the item elevator will be using the standard ice version. Yoink. Yeah. Now, I don't usually show any of the prep work or building. Well, maybe I do. I don't know what I do. Do I? Look at that. Look at those blocks. It's not like black shadow at the top. Very strange. Yeah, it's only if there's a block above it that you get that shadow when you're breaking. It's like the particles go black. Once the particles go black, there's no... Oh, no! Ooh, darkness. I wish I had that golden apple I had in my inventory when I first started. Although I don't think you guys saw that. Okay, I really need to heal. We are not near my beacons that have heal. We're gonna die. I don't want... Okay, if I enter Pearl, I will most definitely die. Let me go heal. Alright, while I'm healing... Does it have looting on there? It does. Murder time, everybody! We are pretty much at a stake. I was going to breed him one more time, but it's probably good enough. And we're probably actually going to cut it here, guys. Not very long of an episode, pretty quick. I think we really did too much, but we got some ideas in place and some planning done, which is always important. Always good to plan before you start a project. Make sure you got all your T's crossed and your inventory full. I do want this stuff, guys. Come on. This isn't working out. Aha! I have one of these, a magical box that you can use to store things in. I was going to say something very bad. I'm glad I didn't. Ooh, take that. Yeah. Ooh, can't kill Bluey, though. He has to stay alive. Alright, Bluey, you're safe. So we're just going to murder all the cows over on this side, I think. And we'll leave the ones... We'll leave like a third of them, maybe? And then we can rebreed them in another episode. But yeah, I've never done any automated like animal farms in this world. They're always been manual, I think. I think I had an egg farm. That was automatic. But that doesn't work anymore. There's much easier ways to do that anyway. Yeah, these cows I've always just done this way. And truthfully, it seems to be honestly the better way to go if you just want large quantities. Just put them in a big pen, breed them up till you got tons and tons of them, and then slaughter them. If you do the little guy, like the one I have in Olympus is great, but I mean it produces very slowly. Not like this guy. In other news... Sorry, I didn't know what to say, so I ran out of words. Damn it. Look at all this stuff. It's everywhere. Might have to go dump some. Checking out a new game. Well, it's in alpha. It's called Space Engineers. I actually saw Vex play it a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago. A little while ago. And showcased it and looked pretty neat. But then Jarscrafted also just showcased it. And they've had some updates as well. So one of the things they've recently added, I think, is multiplayer. I think that was added recently. So me and Jars have been able to jump into a world together and mess around. If you don't know what that game is, it's actually kind of like Minecraft in a way, except in space. So right now it's in alpha, and it's almost similar to how Minecraft was in alpha, I think. Early alpha, when there was just like creative mode, when it was just you could place blocks and stuff like that. That's pretty much what you can do in this game right now. You can place blocks and you can still build ships and all that, but it's all just creative mode, so to speak. You can just fly around, you have infinite amount of parts and all that, and you can just build ships. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, you basically have a bunch of different components that you can put together to build your ships. So you have like armor blocks, which are your basic building blocks, kind of like Minecraft. And you have like engines or stuff that powers your ship. You have thrusters that will move your ship in a direction. You have like gyroscopes, which help stabilize your ship, and you can just basically just place them as you do any block in Minecraft. So it's pretty cool, and I recommend checking out Jars' videos on it, because he's kind of showcasing what the game can do in his series, and I think he's got about 3 or 4 episodes up right now. So that's Jars Crafted, I believe, is his channel, but you might have to check my... Where was I putting leather? I thought I had leather down here somewhere. Check my channel, my Olympus videos, if you want to find a link to his videos, if you're not already subbed to him. But it's pretty fun. I've been playing around. Just building ships itself is pretty cool, and you can build stations. They have interiors and stuff like that. The game has, I think, huge potential. But yeah, it's still an alpha, but you can still buy it. It's like $15 on Steam right now, I think. And yeah, pretty fun to mess around with. It seems overwhelming at first, but once you get the hang of what's going on and how to do things, it's pretty simple, relatively easy, and yeah, so much fun. It's based on like voxels, so instead of like blocks, like it's built up of, I don't know how to describe a voxel, but anyway, because it is, they can be like smashed and bent and deformed. So the armor blocks that are your typical building blocks can break down and be destroyed. So, such as by like weapons and missiles, and smashing into other things can destroy your ship and stuff like that. So there's damage that can be done. So if you're careless flying your ship, or you want to get into like a battle with another ship or stuff like that, then yeah, you can actually destroy the other ship into pieces, and it will just fall apart. Ooh, look at that zombie walking around. So huge potential. Can't wait till it gets to survival is implemented, and I think I heard that was going to be soon, or maybe it might be soon. Once that is in place, I may start a series on it, because I think the survival aspect will be fun, and that's more what I enjoy doing. Creative is awesome for seeing what you can do, but in terms of really playing a game, I typically enjoy it when there's some structure behind it, such as survival. Even Minecraft, which is fairly limited in its survival. Like, it's survival, but you're pretty much still open to do whatever you want. But there's still rules. You have to collect the resources and stuff like that. And I think that would be fun for building the ship. It'd be much more rewarding to build a nice, big, functioning ship when you've had to work hard to gather all the resources for it. Alright guys, hope you've enjoyed. I've blabbed on enough to make this episode seemingly almost long enough. Hopefully content-wise it was okay for you guys. I noticed a while ago that I didn't have any stairs there. I don't know. Get out of the... Oh, the experience bottles are back. Hey, I didn't know those were back. Well, look at that, Tony. You have experience bottles again. Joy. Alright, guys. I don't have all the things I need to fix this. I needed slabs. Slabs. Oh, and cobblestone fences. Anyway, everybody, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. No? Nothing? Out of the way. Get out of my way, man. Get out of the way. I don't.